latest on Harvey Weinstein. The New York Times reporting allegations by numerous women who say the Hollywood mogul sexually harassed them, his alleged victims, over nearly 3 decades.
The growing backlash for Kevin Spacey amid that sexual misconduct accusation.
The stunning fall of the 76-year-old began more than 2 weeks ago when former Fox anchor Gretchen Carlson filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against him.
The producer of Amazon's series The Man in the High Castle said Price sexually harassed her in 2015.
Less than 24 hours after Rose was accused by 8 women of lewd behavior and unwanted advances, he has been fired by the network.
NBC News has fired longtime Today Show host Matt Lauer over inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace.
NPR's senior vice president of news stepped down today amid allegations of sexual harassment.
Steve Wynn, one of the most powerful men in that city and a powerful player in politics in this country, accused of sexual misconduct.
A prominent voice on the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals now says he is retiring immediately in the face of more than a dozen reports of sexual misconduct.
215 claims of sexual harassment, bullying, and inappropriate workplace behavior by current and former staff.
33 million American women have been sexually harassed, and an estimated 14 million have experienced sexual abuse in work-related incidents.
It happened to me too.
Me too. It happened to me too.
And it happened to me too. This is my story. An untold number of women posted "Me Too."
So no conversation today could possibly be complete if we didn't talk about perhaps the biggest news story of the last year. Again, having turned on the TV, picked up a newspaper, checked out an internet news site any time in the last 6 months, it would have been impossible for you not to have seen one of those stories. It's really interesting to me as a labor and employment lawyer. I've been doing this now for over 15 years, and I've seen certain issues come and go. I've seen issues that are prominent for a year or two, and then they go away, and they'll come back again later, but I've never seen anything like this. The sexual harassment, Me Too, Time's Up movement is something unique that I've not ever seen. And so we're going to spend the first hour talking about that in pretty good detail. Joining me up here today, I have my law partner, Courtney, and I also have my business partner, Karen Wicker, who is the founder of Candor PR in Oklahoma City. We work together routinely on cases that have a public relations element, and I asked her to join us today to give you kind of a counterpoint. We're going to have a conversation up here today about the Me Too movement and how that impacts legal thinking and how that impacts companies from a public relations standpoint, give you some ideas about how to respond to some of these issues as they come up. So let's introduce the topic just a little bit here. First, absolutely never seen a labor and employment issue dominate the headlines like it has in the last 6 months. Very different. The amount of traction that this issue has garnered in the public sphere, both on traditional media and social media, is unique. And I think what we're seeing right now is something different. I told you that I've seen issues come and go. They're popular for a little while and then they fade out. I'm not sure that's going to happen this time. And so we're going to talk a little bit about this. And what I think is unique about it, one of the things that's unique about it this time, is that we're not generally talking about sexual harassment allegations by coworkers against another coworker. We're generally not talking about 2 individuals who work in a room with 50 other people and that there's some conflict between the 2 of them. We're actually more commonly, what we're seeing is prominent executives or public faces and public figures of companies being taken out by essentially their pattern of conduct over 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And it's not something that I've dealt with on this grand of scale in the last 6 months. The last 6 months has definitely been something different. And what we're seeing is not just legal risk. Instead, we're seeing a lot of public relations risk. And the advice that we're giving our clients about how to respond to the legal risk is being impacted dramatically by the public relations risk. Because we have, for the first time ever, a populace or a workforce that has a megaphone. Every single one of our workers carries a megaphone in their pocket, and they can, with the click of a couple of fingers, create some really bad press for us. And that is coloring or changing the advice that we've given in certain circumstances. And so we're going to talk at length about that today.